Habari ma Africa, mimi ni King, ninafuraha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Seso. Ladies and gentlemen, a very disturbing clip that I saw of Utebogo Litsie and from the ANC and Ungobi from the MK political party driving together on their way to parliament. What a stupid video they have made. Again, I want to tell you for free, don't be shocked about that video. The ANC is infiltrating some of the MK members, and the MK is doing the same to the ANC. They are trying to get into the other side of the fence and trying to infiltrate and kill it from inside, and then recruit some members to their party. Which one is going to win? Is the ANC going to be able to control the MK members that it's lobbying into their side, or is the MK going to prove, technically smarter than the ANC in the future? Nobody knows. But when you look at that video and you look at what happened to Usikhelozi, you can add 1 + 1, and if you are smart enough, you will get 2. I also want to speak about Sinawo Tambo. Sinawo Tambo looks like to me he has taken the baton to be the man that is going to expose the weakness of the MK political party as an opposition that provides no quality in as opposition party stance. And he's there to try and embarrass the MK political party. He's attacking the legacy of Jacob Zuma and saying, listen, that party is based on that one guy. It is there to protect his image and try to rewrite the history of his term as the president of the ANC. So now it's very interesting that Usnao is gunning for this. Is it politics? Does he feel like that personally, or are we just watching something that is going to shock us? I want to break some news for you guys today. So thank you so much for tuning in. Let's talk about that, Paseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Seso. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane. Horses in Jiva Sono. And we're back at it again with another one. Listen, I'm back at home. A bit tired, a lot of work to do. We are looking at 1 o'clock now. And I had to rest. I did rest a little bit when after the long drive, 800 kilometers from Springbok to Kimberley. And I did have a nice rest. So I am not as tired as I was during the week. During the week, I was tired driving around the farms, looking at the farmers, working with them. Such a nice time seeing the farmers again. But talking about farmers, I want to play this clip again for the second time. I'm not going to play it again. Let's listen to this foolishness at Kwadela Mzansi and explain to me what is this guy saying.
Yeah, South Africans, we are here in Orania. We come from the Eastern Cape, whereby we want to see Orania. And really, I got a chance to go inside on that town. Now, the time when I'm standing here comes an African brother, South African citizen. Now, when he see Hands of Orania, he asked me why Hands of Orania. I told her that, my brother, you know what? This leadership, the president of political parties, they want South Africa to be separated. These people that are living here as the white people of Orania, they build their own future for our children. Why can't our black people, or maybe our black leaders in parliament, they can't build this same thing like this, that our people, they can go there and live without any crime, without any corruption, without anything. Now, my brother,
mina ngazi bafethu ukuthi sizokhathala nini with this issue of asking why is it that Africans are not building their own. Angazi ukuthi why le question le inga like ayikuhluphi le question le, because mina yangihlupha ngempela. Yangihlupha every day when I'm asking myself, why is it that Africans are not uniting and building their own? That question, it hurts me. You know, with listen to this very carefully. We don't need to own production to control what is produced. I know the Chinese own the technology world. The Indians are in IT, and the Chinese also manufacturing. You know, America's controlling some. We don't need to be in those industries to compete with them to control what is sold. What do I mean? We Africans, let me say we Africans, black people, we are the highest consumers of anything that is produced. So with that buying power, we can control what is being bought. Let me give you an example. Black people can unite and say, we are no longer buying Toyota. We are buying Tata, for example, just a silly example. The numbers of sales for Toyota will plummet, and the numbers of sale for Tata will increase because black people have decided that. We can do that with many things. We can do that with DSTV. We can do that with shops that we shop in. But the problem is, I know we are not united. If black people say we are no longer going to buy at Checkers, we are buying at Pick and Pay, for example, some black people will say, no, but mina ngithanda shop right. Why nifuna Gus Foster a Checkers, for example. Like the buying power that we have, we really can control any economy without even being in the manufacturing. People can manufacture, but they will buy them themselves because we will not buy because we are united. If companies don't treat us well, if countries don't treat us well, we should not consume what they are producing. But hey, that's another topic for another day. I want to break it down for you guys so I can give you numbers and show you just how much we spend on alcohol, how much we spend on holiday overseas, how much we spend on this product and that product, so that you guys can get that information. Listen, tell people, man, that there is an organization called Paseta, www.paseta.co.za, an organization that wants to build a school, a primary school, a high school, a smart city. We want to make sure that we build for African people, so the African people's culture can be at the highest level of display. It is a place where we don't want to be a racist, but we want to show the rest of the world and welcome them in our space so that they can learn our culture and they can be not interrogated. They can be infused into our culture so that they can respect us as African people. We need to show that pride level, that we are proud of our culture as African people. We must stop this nonsense ukuthi esikolweni sifundisa abantwana isingisi, fundisa isiBhunu and all of those things. We need to make sure that our cultures, our language prevail, and that is how the rest of the world is going to take us serious. Thank you so much for everyone that is donating to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. We really appreciate the 50 Rand donations that are happening. I would even urge you more to join the Mike Hadebe campaign. That is the 1,500 campaign of Mike Hadebe to buy 1 pallet of bricks for Paseta. Thank you so much for those people who are saying, King, I'm able to buy this pallet, like Abo Oputneo saying, listen, Tata pallet na mfetu Akani School. We really appreciate you guys. After the gala dinner, I really think we showed African people who we are. The gala dinner was important for many reasons, and one of those reasons was to show people who we are, for people to meet us and see us in person. The gala dinner was very important, and also the organization of the gala dinner from people like our sister Louise, who was the team captain for the events team. We wanted to show the people the professionalism of Paseta. It's not easy. I'm telling you, there are organizations that can do what we did there on the day. And not everything was perfect, but I'm telling you, we were so proud of our achievement with the Galadina. Okay, manje sengikhuluma kakhulu ngePaseta, but I would like to say go to www.paseta.co.za and show some support for us. And I'm very happy that there is some people that are calling and are saying, King, we are coming. The marketing team sizohlangana ngo 6 o'clock today, or is it 5 o'clock? We are meeting with the marketing team that we got. I want to play this video of Abo Tebogo Litsie, the chairperson of the Higher Education Committee there in at the Portfolio Committee there in Parliament. So disappointing, guys, for we are not saying our brothers must hate each other and whatever, but this love triangle of the MK, the ANC, and the EFF, all of these people that is happening there, the drama that is happening there. Well, this time we are talking about the ANC and the MK in one car. Did you see this video?
Good morning, good morning. My name is Tebo Kholitsie, a member of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education. Today I'm with 3 other members who are on our way to work for our 9 o'clock meeting. They will introduce themselves.
Morning, good people. I am Honorable Ngobim Sezan. We're going to be dealing with issues with the entity called NSFAS, in particular issues around meal allowance distributions.
Good morning. This is your guy, Khalat Khabo, Honorable Khabo, a member of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education and Training.
Oh yeah, good morning. My name is Sidugan. We are with NSFAS. Be with us. We are going to raise your issues and we're going to make sure that.
What an embarrassing moment, eh? What an embarrassing moment. And Tebo is the one that is initiating this. What was the need to make this video? Basing us, you guys are driving together. Now that video can be used as ammunition against you guys because you are fools. Hi, Buffett. I told you guys the MK is been the EFF wants EFF, yeah, but the ANC wants to infiltrate the ANC. The ANC wants to infiltrate the MK political party. The MK political party wants to infiltrate the ANC. Excuse me. Now you understand me. It is happening. The 2 political parties are actually interfunding each other as members so that other members can come with information. It happens in all political parties, but mostly with the MK and the ANC. The ANC really wants to put the MK down. But anyways, we will address this matter. We saw what they did to the young man Usihle Lonzi for asking one simple question. Are you aware of the appointment of SITA board chairpersons? Just one simple question. And looks like Cyril Ramaphosa is taking action on that regard, but I will go and read that later, what is going on there, and I'll come back to you guys. Let's get into the matter in hand. Sinawo Tambo looks like he is taking this mission of attacking and discrediting the qualities of the MK political parties opposition's level. He's saying, listen, these people, they know nothing about opposition party. They themselves, the EFF, view themselves as the opposition of parliament according to merit. Did you guys hear what Usnawo said? Maybe you didn't. That's why you came here on King Said So we can play the videos for you. Listen to this.
So politically, this thing is just J.
No, there's nothing.
It doesn't carry any political significance. That's what I'm trying to say.
Not to the EFF.
So there is no time where you guys plot political strategy together and how you must maneuver.
We can't plot political strategy to them. The MKP doesn't add value to opposition politics. That's why we call ourselves the official opposition on merit. They don't add value to opposition politics in South Africa. They don't know what to do, what to say. And part of the reason is because they are so preoccupied with looking over their own shoulders internally as a party. No one trusts anyone. Everyone is trying to outmaneuver the other. They can't come to the table and say, we have sat and thought about the budget in this sense. We have sat and thought about what must happen with regards to this specific aspect of the fiscal framework or the division of revenue bill or the appropriations bill in this sense, because thinking requires peace and unity and cohesiveness internally in the party. And they don't have that. And that's why it's laughable that they claim to pursue unity of African people when they can't unite themselves. Because they can't unite themselves towards a program that is cohesive and recognizable and verifiable in parliament. So why must we think we can sit down and politically strategize with people who are more worried about the knife that is going to come behind them than they are worried about the people of South Africa? Okay,
now really is working on this thing of destroying the image of the MK, and he's within his right as a competitive political party to the MK. Remember, the MK and the EFF are never going to find themselves in one page in most things. And if they can work on putting down the MK's image, that's what they're going to do. And that is politics, Bafet. I'm not going to debate politics, you guys. No, for me, I just feel like politics divides us as African people. That is why I'm not interested into joining any political party. I don't think I will ever do, unless vele base ba lahlela into le position is serious where a person can see that they will do impact. But I'm telling you, even with that, in politics, you join with the mindset that you can make an impact, but not really. You are playing into the system of the colonizers. The political system is a system that further traps us as African people. Nothing comes right out of the political system. Sinawo Temba says those people are not plotting any strategies together. They are not sitting down with the MK political party and plotting. Here comes the division that I told you about. He does not think that they add any value as an opposition political party. He's repeating this. He's been saying this. I was playing a clip for you guys where you were saying it at who's that lady? Usis Tidi. He's saying it every interview. He's saying it. And remember, in South Africa, once you say something repeatedly, people start believing it without interrogating it in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying he's lying or whatever, but I'm saying he's repeating it, and you will start hearing other politicians saying the same thing that he's saying. You know, he says the EFF call itself the official opposition party on merit. No, it does not work like that, my brother. I understand the logic why you are saying that, but we don't reward people as an official opposition party on merit. There is no such thing. We reward people based on amount of votes that they got, and the MK political party is the official opposition party, whether we like it or not. You know, so that's what is that is what is happening there. He then says that they are preoccupied about watching their backs because they don't trust anyone. They don't know what to say and what to do, but they are always looking behind their shoulders because the backstabbing is coming from within the political party. It's true. Some of the stories that I heard also from a reliable source about the MK political party is that things are not just so gloomy in the MK political party. Remember, there's still that Mpumalanga issue of Ubaba said to Umeri Padi and Ubusisiwe Mkhowane. Looks like that has not been resolved. And there are other fights again. I know we see Ududu, Floyd smiling in public and laughing together. People think it's all good. There are things that are happening in the political party that will reveal themselves actually before the end of this month. And you guys will be shocked. Remember that the MK political party in June have to put in those, 8 members of parliament that must still come in there. The names are going to shock you guys like nobody's business. You are going to be shocked like nobody's business. So yes, the in-house fighting in the MK is there. Ubaba manages this quite well because some of the big stories that I hear, I'm surprised that they are not in public. They are really not in public. Some MK people are just blind to what is happening in the MK. I think some of the stories that if they come in public, many people will not vote for the MK. The same goes with the EFF, by the way. There are stories from the EFF right now. If you guys know some people about a lady, and you look at the people that were very vocal about the EFF political party in the past, and you look at them now, they are no longer there. But let's just continue listening to Sinawo.
All of their political programs, if you look at them, you can link them to a personal challenge confronted by Jacob Zuma. I saw now they said there must be a lifestyle audit of judges. Mm-hmm. They forget that judges are required to declare their assets. Even their families and partners and children are required to declare their assets, by the way, by law. They forget that. But they make that statement following an address by Judge Zondo. I don't know where Zondo was
In
addressing.
Cape Town somewhere. I saw
Where-
West in Cape
yes,
Town.
where Zondo says he doesn't think it was authentic. His release from prison as part of COVID release of prisoners, and that it was there was an executive decision of expediency, that the judiciary is proud that it was able to show that it can arrest anyone, even a president. Not even 24 hours later, the MKP suddenly wants an audit of lifestyle of judges. Their political program is centered around an individual. He was addressing a Solomon Mahlangu lecture, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. This one didn't mention Solomon Mahlangu once. He talks about himself because he wants to frame himself as someone who was subject to the treatment Robert Sobukwe was subjected to, like a Robert Sobukwe clause. And so when he addresses Freedom Day, he thinks of himself as a representation of an undermining of freedom, not of generations of people who died in 1976, in the 1980s, in the 1960s. He doesn't place historical context to historical events. He places himself as the face of historical events, even when he was not part of them. So the political program of that organization is centered around an individual. So you can't plot political strategy with people like that.
So you reckon that is their main weakness?
It's their main weakness. Even now, when it was his birthday, they spent an entire month having rallies about him, about his legacy, because they understand that they have a reputational challenge. And in order to address that reputational challenge, they are trying to erase the memory of South Africans of the past 15 years when he was in government, or they are trying to rewrite that history to represent something else. So as long as an organization is engaged in trying to rescue the legacy of an individual, it can never have a political strategy. Their political strategy is to try to sanitize the history and legacy of Jacob Zuma. There's nothing you can sit down about and plan for the betterment of South Africans. Just people who still have to fix the image of their leader first before they fix the lives of South Africans.
Okay, yeah. He says that the political program of the MK political party is to try and save the image of Jacob Zuma. That's what Sinawo is saying. He also spoke about that issue with him, with the MK political party trying to get a lifestyle audit for the judges. I don't think he knows that there's some information that is resurfacing about Uzondo, the former Chief Justice. Uzondo will find himself in trouble very soon. Just wait and see what is going to come out with him. That's why they are calling for that the audit. I know the judges are heavily audited, but it depends who audits and how deep for them to come. So he says the MK political party is centered under one individual. Many political parties do not want to admit this, but all of them are. The PA is centered behind Gayton McKenzie. The ANC is centered behind Cyril Ramaphosa. The EFF is obviously they are centered behind Julius Malema. They can say, no, the organization is bigger than Malema. No. Julius Malema is the center of that political party. And saying someone is the center does not necessarily mean it's a bad thing. The MK is of course centered around Jacob Zuma. So that is something that is very true what Usinawo is saying. And I think he's saying it in a bad sense to say Jacob Zuma is so self-centered. He views himself as Robert Sobukwe. There is no politician in South Africa that is close to being pro-Pan-Africanist than Robert Sobukwe. No one, no political, there is no politician that comes close to Robert Sobukwe. The parliament sat down and created the Sobukwe clause to deal with that man. Even after he was released from jail here in Kimberley, he was not allowed to be seen in crowd. He was not allowed to be seen with more than 3 people at one time. He was so powerful that they monitored that man to his death. Understand? And he believes he was poisoned, by the way, with the sicknesses that he got. Robert Sobukwe is just a special person. Jacob Zuma can never, and nobody can ever dream to compare themselves. We are all striving to be like Robert Sobukwe. All of us, we are striving to be like that. So anyways, before I start giving you the Sobukwe history, he says they are trying to rescue the legacy of Jacob Zuma. Guys, I don't have a problem with Jacob Zuma's current legacy. Even before he went to prison and everything. I'm all right with Jacob Zuma. With everything, if Jacob Zuma, after Cyril Ramaphosa took over, I still consider Jacob Zuma as the best ANC president we had post 1994. That's my personal view. I don't know about what you are saying, but when I look at Thabo Mbeki's, Nelson Mandela, Cyril Ramaphosa, Kgalema Motlanthe, and Jacob Zuma, for me, the best president is Jacob Zuma. You can go and look at it economically, you can look at it infrastructure development, you can look at whatever you want to, whatever stats you want to look at. For me, as an African person, I said this. I said, when Jacob Zuma was in the presidency, we saw BEE with our eyes. You could see BEE being implemented. The funds were shifted into the black community again. But anyway, let me not get into that. I don't have a problem with his legacy. The problem is that Jacob Zuma wants the ANC to acknowledge him and praise him, and that is not going to happen with Abu Gwede, Abu Cyril, Abu Fikile, excuse me for that, Abu Fikile, Malula, and all of those people. They will never acknowledge Jacob Zuma as one of the best presidents ever. Look at what is happening now in Cyril Ramaphosa's term. Let's not get into that. So yeah, that's what Sinawo is saying. He says they are trying to sanitize it, and they're trying to fix his image before they fix the lives of the people. Like they are, the MK is preoccupied about Ubaba to such an extent that they want to fix that before they fix the lives of the people of South Africa. That is again for me another sign of poor division of black people. Like I would love at some point for these political parties, when you get into an interview about Paseta, and as Paseta, we must not mention other people. You understand what I'm saying? As the EFF, talk about the great things that the EFF is doing and how the EFF is raising the confidence of the people back into the EFF, how they were. I understand they have to mention other political parties. It's politics anyway. But the division for black people, for me, is like you cannot then have energy to go and speak about other people more than you speak about yourself. And then you're speaking about other people is what makes headlines. You know, it's like the people who are pushing the Pan-Africanism that attacks Christianity and says Christianity is a tool of colonization. That's all they talk about. It's like, speak about African spirituality. It's a beautiful thing. Re-educate and re-bring the people to their identity as African people. Very important to do. But don't take 90% of your conversation must not be about Christianity. Leave Christianity alone. Address African spirituality and the beauty of us as African people in that African spirituality, and go with that. But once you start attacking Muslims and attacking, for me, it's like you have dedicated your energy towards those things. And I feel like Sinawo has dedicated his energy towards attacking the MK political party. Like I said, it's politics. It's what they need to do. It's what they do. Politics divides us as African people. Religion divides us as African people. Tribes divides us as African people. When are we going to unite? I'm not sure. You guys will tell me on the comment section. Thank you so much. Tell me what you think about Sinawo. He's on a mission. I think we will be covering him again as he's going to be continuously talking. And he's very good in articulation. He's one of those leaders, young man, born in 1996. You can see that he's very good in talking. He's very good. The future of the EFF is in good hands, but is the future of African people in good hands with the current politicians that we have? I don't know. You will answer me. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.